Got my main man, Ant Morrow, in the building like we always do. What up, Ant?
What's going on, brother?
And today we have a special guest in the building, the one and only Clyde Bermuda Thomas. You know him. If you know Charlotte, if you know Brooklyn, if you've been around, you know him. It's my guy. I'm honored to have you on the platform today. How you doing, brother?
I'm well, brother. I'm well.
It's good to see you, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a pleasure, man.
Thank
Pleasure,
you
man.
for having me out, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I've been stalking you guys too, man. Y'all
Yeah.
been doing a good job, man. I love it.
Man, you had me scrambling like 2 eggs on Sunday morning. So like my word up, man. Yo, so what's good, man? What's going on with you, man? So first of all, for the people that don't know, brother, where are you from originally? What's your background? I want you to just give it to them.
Give it all up.
Give it all up, son.
Damn, I'll be forgetting I'm getting so old. Now I'm from Brooklyn, man.
Okay, BK in the building, no doubt.
Yeah, not New York. I like to say Brooklyn. You know, it's a big difference.
Yeah, it is.
BK. Yeah. BK, you know. But originally, man, my family from Panama, man, and you know, I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
And it was fun. It was fun growing up in Brooklyn, New York, man. I loved it, you know. So yeah.
So BK. So what was it like growing up in Brooklyn? And what part of Brooklyn?
Flatbush, man. Flatbush. You know,
Flatbush,
just the bush, you get mush, man. We got a lot of people. You know, we got special ed. We got the whole crew. I like to shout out my old school guys.
Okay. And you got King's Plaza too. You got King's Plaza.
You know. I'll be Square Mall on Flatbush Avenue, you know, but it's still the Fort Greene area, but it's still Flatbush Avenue, you know.
Yeah. So I tell you a funny story. One time I go to Albee Square Mall and I was decked out.
Yeah.
And I wasn't supposed to make it out of Albee Square Mall.
Yeah.
You don't go out. For those who don't know, and Clyde could probably tell you better than me.
King's Plaza too now.
Yeah, King's Plaza is crazy too.
They had your white boys on your ass, man. And the white boys, they was different. You know, you go out to KP, man. You had to have your knuckle game up, man. They would come out there with bats and hockey sticks. That was for me growing up. You know what I'm saying? So you got the extreme on both ends of Flatbush Avenue. You went too far this way, you had to deal with them, and then you went this far. I mean, all the way to like the bridge, you know, downtown area on Flatbush Avenue. You had to deal with the brothers, you know. So I mean. But, you know, Brooklyn, you know, still sharp and steel, man. Brooklyn was I mean, I had a wonderful, you know, I mean, Brooklyn was amazing for me, man. It was, you know, growing up, I mean, it was rough for some folks, but for me, it was pretty cool, you know?
Yeah, it was rough for me. I skipped from Queens to Brooklyn. It's like going from from West Charlotte. It's like skipping North Charlotte and just
yeah.
So I had to take.
You just skip past.
Skip
right.
Don't work, man. I took that A train from Far Rockaway. Man, I had to go to Grant, Utica. I'm like, oh my God, cause my grandma lived in the Bronx. I'm like, yo, and Brooklyn cats, they
test you.
They'll test you, man. They test you, man.
You got a different kind of individual out of Brooklyn, right? You know, a lot of people don't make it out. It's big enough for you to really just do your thing within, you know.
Right.
But even the hustle is different, you know. I like Brooklyn. You got to it, right? I would like to say like Harlem. Those are different hustlers, and Queens is different hustlers. Because y'all had the suburbs next. Queens had Long Island. You know, Harlem had upstate New York and all of that. So y'all had like out-of-state money coming in. Brooklyn, you know, we had everything was compressed, everybody was compacted on top of each other, so the hustle was different, you know. So it was more of a, you know, you had to carry on, you know. So that was the beauty about it, you know.
So yeah, you know, Ant played for the Brooklyn Nets.
That's right.
For a short stint. How'd you like Brooklyn when you was there?
I played for the New Jersey Nets.
I was getting ready to say that.
So,
ready to clean that up.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Yeah, look. Clyde was gonna call me out. He probably knew. He already knew he was gonna call me out. Nah, you ain't get the Brooklyn. Exactly. Press out. Nah, man. I played for the New Jersey Nets, but I got family in Harlem and some. I was in New York not too long ago, probably about a month and a half ago or something like that. And we was in Brooklyn doing a podcast, and it was like on the edge of Brooklyn and what's the next borough that's like right there beside Brooklyn, that's close to it?
Queens?
Queens, gotta be
Queens, right? Yeah, because I got family in Queens too.
Because other than that, you gotta go over the bridge to Manhattan.
Yeah, the Manhattan. Yeah. So it was like on the brink of that, and we were in Brooklyn, and that was probably my second or third time ever being down there, other than playing when we played against the Nets.
Right.
But I was gonna ask you though, like, cause I was up there, and I'm like, I know a lot of people from Brooklyn, like some people older, younger. What was it like? Have you been up there recently?
Of course.
So what's the
space out there in
difference?
Jersey.
Like, what's the difference? Because New York is still, to us, is like moves at the speed of light compared to Charlotte, and we're a fast-moving city.
It depends on how you go. Depending on where you go or what we talking about. So
I'm talking about money.
Talking about money. New York got all the money in it. Yeah. I don't make money in New York.
Yeah.
Right. That's one of the reasons why I moved. But just living in that state and watching the growth. Even the legalization of marijuana, which is good. That's another lane.
Right.
My thing is just alcohol distribution. So just attaining a liquor permit and getting a business started in New York it didn't make sense to me, So yeah. I don't want to work that hard in a state. It's 50 states. One ain't working. You try another one. And then within those states, they got cities, and then towns and so on and so on. So putting too much effort in one place sometimes is a waste of time. You just got to count your losses and say, you know what, let me get over here and make it happen. So just putting 6 months, security on a property and then, the upfit and build out and then attaining a liquor permit, that was pretty expensive and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? Let me hit the South and see, take my chances out there. And it was more success for me out there without all.
So that ties into a great question. And that's a great segue into this. And I want to get into your business that you own and stuff like that. But like, people like, I guess like any city you go to, being a New Yorker, you always have that stigma. People are saying this is my city. New Yorkers come down here and do all that or whatever. They open a business or whatever. What do you have to say to that? I know 'cause I've dealt with it. I've dealt with it before. I've dealt with it in different cities, not just Charlotte. Dealt with it in Baltimore. But I always was around the right people. You know what I'm saying? Because I got love. Like wherever I went, I always got love. I know how to conduct myself.
Correct.
But how did you do you ever deal with that? And how did you deal with that? And
it's the whole I come in peace approach.
Right.
If you going into somebody else's house, you gotta be respectable. Especially if you want to be respected. You know what I'm saying? So when you go into that space, do your homework. It's cool to bring a little bit of your hometown into a city, but you can't bring all of it. You know what I'm saying? So, and then if they understand that, you know what I'm doing here, I'm bringing jobs, I'm bringing opportunity. If I have 10 people on my payroll, that's 10 people that's paying their bills. So you got to take that into consideration too, and you got to let them know that's what you're doing. I'm part of the solution, not the problem.
Not the problem.
I'm not coming here to take over. I'm coming here to be a part of something. So if you have that approach, you come in there with a good concept, wasting your time, you educating yourself on the industry that you enter in, and you showing that you're serious about it. You'll get accepted. I didn't have any problem in any state that I've stepped into and tried doing business.
And you being from Charlotte or whatever, how do you feel about that? Like I already know that because you push me, but like
that's interesting, man. Because like we talk about this. It's a lot of New Yorkers here, and I'm cool with a lot of my friends. A lot of them in business. They younger, so some of the. I did see pushback maybe like 10, 15 years ago from some of the people from here that's my age.
Got it recently.
Yeah. Oh, see, yeah. But like, the younger guys come in more that aggressive. It wasn't as much as what you said. Like, I come in peace, you know what I'm saying? I come to build with, not take from. And I had to explain that to a couple of my some of
Yeah, I know something.
and I talked to I said, man, you got to kick back a little bit, man. You know, people here getting money for a long time. You know, whatever avenue we talking about, you come in with that attitude, bro. They might look like they don't know what's going on, but trust me, you know what I'm saying? So I've had to do that a lot. I mean, I've been here my whole life, so you see different cultures come in and everything. So now I think that's very important, and it's something I've seen and noticed. It ain't never really affected me, but I know the people that it affects. So I'm like, look, you need to make sure you go out on the limb and try to have a conversation with them. You know what I'm saying? Because they could do something together. You never know.
Well, you know what too is like it's funny because like if you look at from my experiences, like from living in New York, from being raised and born in New York, living in Charlotte for a long time now, living in Baltimore, Maryland, DMV area, it's funny because like even in Baltimore, you know, like New York, like I used to fly back in from Charlotte to New York, and I'm flying in from Charlotte, and I got cousins that would not go. We would have like a reunion party or whatever in Harlem, and these cousins wouldn't go from Queens to Brooklyn and say, "Oh, it's too far. It's going to Harlem. It's too far. It's too far." And you know, and so like even in Baltimore, people who lived on the east side of Baltimore never even been to the west side.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like you know, it's if you look at, I just want to tell the camera, if you look at life sometimes, like you can actually understand like we can be prisoners of our own cities.
Correct.
If you don't get out. And a lot of whether you're from New York or Ant going from Charlotte to play ball and being in different cities, it's a way of getting out and seeing something new and experience different nuances in life.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exposure is more valuable than currency sometimes.
Correct.
Because that's what it ties into. You know, so yeah, man. So
because I've been through. I ran into a brick wall with a young man in my own business.
Yeah.
You know, he had an issue with one of my servers, and she came and she told me, that she had a problem with him, and she was going to get security. I said, "Nah, I'm not going to do security. I'll go over and talk to him." So I went over there, and I was like, "What's up, boss?" He was like, "Who the fuck are you?"
right.
I was like, I looked at him, I know how to box too, so nothing to be afraid about.
I got hands, man. BK.
But it was like, all right, let's calm it down first. I'm the owner of this place right here. My house, I just need some respect. I'm giving you respect. I came over here to give you my time. What's the problem?
Right.
He's like, you from New York? All y'all New York niggas come down here, this and that. I said, first of all, I'm not a nigga, right? And like I said, I'm giving you respect. I'm expecting the same from you.
Right.
And then, so I asked him, I said, well, how old are you? He was like 28. I was like, well, I got educated in North Carolina. I've been out here since 89.
Yeah.
So I'm basically before you. I've been here before you.
Yeah.
In New York City growing up, all my friends came down south.
Yep.
For the summer.
Because you know what Big said, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Niggas go for 20s down
Of course.
south.
But I mean, just as we were kids, that was when we got older. I came out. So I mean, but just growing up, a lot of my friends, when I was in elementary school, middle school, even high school, summertime would come around, I'm going down to North Carolina, South Carolina, because a lot of us crossed that Mason-Dixon line growing up to get away from, that oppression. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So, and we stayed up north and we did what we did, but we slowly migrated back. You know what I'm saying? And so you got that connection. You know what I'm saying? That connection. So a lot of folks in New York, a lot of their roots is from the South. So for you to tell me I don't belong here, you know what I'm saying? Because what hospital my mother chose to have me in. One thing, man, in Brooklyn, they gonna teach you, man, everywhere. I used to sell here. I sold here in India, I got here from India. So I had to travel to India to purchase my hair and then bring it back to the States to sell it. And I remember going out there, and I was in Chennai, India, where all the hair is, because there's no such thing of Dominican hair and Malaysian hair, none of that. It's only one kind of hair out here, and it's Indian hair. But what happens is that the Europeans and the Dominicans and stuff, they go to India, they take their hair and take it to these places.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's only one group of folk that grow that hair down there like that. So going out there, I remember they used to call me the Frank Lucas of the hair business.
I'm about to say, bro. I'm about to say, man.
Yeah,
You
son,
saw that
I went out
American
there on the
gangster
bench,
stuff.
Peyton Manning. You know what I'm saying? I was losing and everything. I mean, I know I was, but that's another. We'll get into that. But you know, and so you know, so going out to India and being in the wilderness, and you know, this is before Slumdog Millionaire. If you ever saw that movie,
Yeah, that's why it's a movie.
and if I saw that, you know, I'd probably been a little bit hesitant of going to India.
Yeah.
I always saw that movie.
Yeah.
Prior to going, right?
Yeah, for real.
But just being out there and being in those certain areas, and if somebody would have got on a mic and would have been like, "Yo, it's Brooklyn in the house," I'd have been out there without a doubt.
Yeah.
You know? So you can always find a Brooklyn individual somewhere, even when it's least expected. So it taught us to go anywhere. So it gave me that freedom to explore. You know what I'm saying? You know, so to be told that you can't go somewhere is like out of line.
Yeah.
It's not realistic.
You know, I used to always get, and I tell y'all both, man. I used to always get pissed off because everywhere you go, like you know, I was in Morgan State or whatever, it's always like it's Brooklyn in the house.
Of
Like,
course.
and I'm like, yo, I'm from Queens.
Yeah, that's
You know
why
what
you
I'm
do
saying?
that.
I'm
out
from
there.
Queens.
Queens is cool, too. My wife from Queens.
I
go to
respect
Queens for
to her.
Queens.
Respect to her. Yeah, I do know. I do.
to
Respect to the queen. Respect to the queen of Queens. And I remember one time, so we was at Secret Society. It was you, Lou, Peter, whatever. We was at the bar, whatever, and we was hanging out.
Shout out to Lou and Peter.
Shout out to my guys. And yeah, they were out there, and y'all was like Brooklyn, and toasted that. You know, this is my because I ain't like I think about I was like it was like a soft opening.
Yeah.
Like Brooklyn. I was like, yo, Fat Cat, Queens. I was like,
There
Queens.
you go.
Queens.
There you go.
They started looking at me. I was like,
He one of
Queens.
those guys that make you feel uncomfortable.
We gonna do that. Yeah.
You know?
So with that, me and Ann have both been to one of your establishments, one of your top establishments. Now I met you before that, and I'll get into that. But 1501 Mint is something that you opened. That was your pride and joy. It was Max and Lola, 1501 Mint. Brother, I remember when you used to have, you had the you had a carnival out there, brother.
Good birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Visions. What was your process into opening that space? Because you're known for a lot of stuff besides that. But that I feel that was your grand champ. If I'm wrong, if I'm not, then, you know, please correct me.
I mean, for Charlotte, it was because it was a business that I did solo. You know, and I recruited people along the way. Like Leslie, she was amazing. You know, but 1501 was basically off instincts. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, it was a space. I believe in the law of attraction. You know, I went after that space. Maybe 3 years before I got it, and I was outbidded. Right, so I went back to the drawing board, and that's when my boy Lou called me and was like, "Hey, let's play with stats." So he
Shout
had
out
this
to
wonderful idea on what to do.
Shout out to Lou, man.
Yeah, one of the best dudes on the planet when it comes down to this
my
business
guy, man.
stuff. He and Tasha is very, very. His intelligence on a different level, man. This guy's is very, very smart. The way they do
Young
things.
and smart. Man.
Correct.
Yeah.
But you know, they reached out. You know, he reached out to me, and we went over there, and we, you know, I helped them out with the design and building that place out, and so on and so on, and we got that rolling, and then that opportunity over at 1501, that address again came up on my plate again. My mentor, rest in peace, Larry Parks, was like, "Hey, the guys is not having a good time over there. They trying to sell. Are you willing to revisit that?" And I was like, "Bet." And it was like, it was already on the ether for me. You know, I wanted a location next to the stadium so I could paint the floors and kind of bring that home kind of feel to it because I was after football in North Carolina because that was the only team that was winning. You know, the basketball team can't get to the playoffs. You know, the baseball team is minor league. The hockey team is minor league. You know, but the Panthers is always there. And at the time we
Keep
had
pounding.
Cam Newton. You know.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, let me get next to there and I could focus on football. And then it popped up, and then it was time to go. It was fun, you know, and then that pandemic hit, right? That's why I say it's off instincts, because in my mind I had my mind set on doing one thing, and you know, as far as my business plan. So when I set out that business plan, my whole thing was the distribution of alcohol, right?
Right.
Because it's a recession-proof product, right?
Right.
Meaning when somebody die, you get a drink. Somebody born, you get a drink. You get married, you get a drink. Divorce, you get a drink. You get a job, you get a drink. Lose your job, you get a drink. I'm 54, right? And I've never seen somebody lose their job and go buy a house. That's why I don't sell houses.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I never saw somebody gonna lose their job and go buy a car.
We get
That's a
you
gym right there.
That's a gym right there. That's a
That's a
gym
bar.
right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So yeah, you never saw
like
somebody lose their job, go buy some sneakers,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Rolex. You don't do things like that when you buy a job. But before you go home and tell your wife you lost that job, right? You stop at the bar, right? You get a drink, and then you be like, you know, I had a bad day today. I lost my job, and reverse. You know, I mean, you didn't even get the job yet. You got that first interview. After that first interview,
Go get a drink.
go get a ball. You know what? I ain't even gonna tell him I went on the interview.
Right.
I ain't even gonna tell him. I know I got the job, but I need a drink though.
Yeah.
And then the second interview and the third interview, and then you're gonna keep seeing it, and it's like that with everything, and that makes it a recession-proof situation because, like I said, I'm 53. Humans don't live to 100, so I'm not middle age. I'm more on the down slope, so I got to take everything every day, every time. You know, got to be calculated. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't. That's one thing we take for granted is time. You know, and when you get up there, you're like, you know what? I'm tired of wasting this right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna spend, because time is money, right? And if I'm gonna spend it, I'm gonna spend it minding my business. And I don't mean my mind on my business. I mean the minding, like when you go in a gold mine and you find the riches within your business. So it kind of broke down everything for me. Like even if you got a calculator, I can show you how to make $1 million in 52 weeks. And it's simple. And it's, you know, a lot of folks out here, they want to, and this is just game to give to everybody that's trying to get into the business. You know, it's like, if you take, say, $110, you got your calculator out?
I got it, brother. Let me put it
So,
on right
so
now. Yo,
people-
this is beautiful. I love this, man.
because you got to play with the numbers, man. Because it don't take that much to be successful in what we
Go
doing.
get a
Show
lot
me
of
something.
playback.
What's up, baby? What's
So
up?
if you
man?
was to take like $110,
Okay,
right?
110.
Because that's basically what we grown. You gonna spend, you come outside with 100 to party,
Facts.
right? $10 to get in.
I just told you. You see how I
Trying to
just
tell you.
see how
Maybe more
but-
now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's
Yeah,
the bare
that's
minimum.
that's
we talking
basic.
See what I just told Sis, man. I was like, yo,
Yeah,
I
Sis,
told
hey.
Sonya, I was like, yo, I gotta sit down. My wife said I gotta sit down for a while.
Wallace
Hey,
said
Wallace said it, right?
That's how I do
Hey,
sometimes.
what we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got about 25 seats in here, times 25 people.
Times 25. Okay.
Okay.
27.50.
And then times that by 7 days in a week.
Times 7. It's 19,000.
And how many weeks in a year? 52 weeks in a year.
52. So times 52. Wow.
That's your $1 million.
You see that?
That's crazy.
That's your $1 million, right? And
That initial,
if
that initial 110. It's perfect.
we could make $1 million in this room if you let me at it. We got 25. We got 25 seats in here, so it's really not that hard. See, we always want to just keep hitting the home run, but those base hits, those punts, and all those things. Even in golf, you know, you come out swinging hard in golf, but at the end of the day, it's the sweet touch that gets you where you want to be. So, the hardest part in opening up a business is starting. You know, that's where we always think that we can't do it because we think that we can't do it. And when you think you can't, because like I said when I started this, that the power of thinking, manifesting, and speaking it into existence, man, that shit is real.
So, Ed, just to quiz you real quick. When you find out you was going to the league or whatever, did you go to the bar?
We Yeah, more than that,
He
bro.
was drunk when he was
He was right there now for
He had the bottle right there.
whatever that building is, that tall building now. Yeah, I don't know what it is
Where
now.
were you when you got drafted? What state? Wait.
No, I didn't get drafted. When I signed, I had a signing party. I was undrafted.
Okay.
I had to sign.
Standing.
Yeah, so I had to get this.
That was hard work and dedication.
100%.
That's different.
Make you cheap too. So I'm cool with being a little frugal now. Still like that. But nah, like yeah, it was that's interesting. See, I needed that.
Yeah, it's simple
You see what I'm
math,
saying?
man.
Because we don't think about it like that. Because you look at that and it's like I ain't never seen this in my life. Nobody in my family ever seen it. You know what I'm saying? And then you see how much taxes come out, and you're like, all right, stay humble, bro. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get real for you.
Uncle Sam is
But,
real.
You know, I had some good representation, some good people around me.
But it's a yin and a yang in life, right? You know, when there's happiness, there's sadness, right? And then there's a reverse side to that, because if you bump into 25 people a day, you'll spend $1 million in that year. And you're gonna bump into them because they're gonna be in your face consistently. I mean, after the selling of 1501, man, I haven't had so much peace in a very long time. You know, when I got into this city, man, I hit the floor running. And I remember in college, because like I said, I came down here to get educated. I went to North Carolina Central University, right? And it was something Sigmund Freud that, you know, with all his stuff. I read something he said, the more time you spend with others is the less time you spend with yourself.
Facts.
So imagine getting into the business that I'm in, right? Or, you know, and I've been here 13 years because my daughter is 12. And I've been doing this for 10 years, being in this city. So 10 years of my life, I've been flooded with people, you know, and my philosophy in business, once you open it, you want to touch everybody's hand twice.
Yeah.
You want, especially if you in the distribution of alcohol. I'm not in the bar and night, like I'm into alcohol distribution. Right. That's what's in my portfolio. I don't say club, I don't say anything. It's like an instrument in my portfolio, like stocks and bonds and stuff like that. That's how it looks. So when you're selling spirits, my philosophy is that you want to, if you make it big enough, you can touch everybody's hand and come in your building twice. And that's when they come in to see how they are, and when they leaving, you see how they are. Because you're going to get two type of people. You're going to get that sober person coming in your business, and you're going to get that drunk person leaving. Right. If you do it right. You got the right bartenders, right? Or you're going to get that person that's happy, and they might be sad because something your staff did. Right. So it's always cool to, like, touch them on the way in to check them.
Whoa, you giving too much game.
No, because I got a question. I really might be asking too much game.
We giving too much.
I ain't gonna lie.
Too much. I mean, we got
I'm joking, but you
got the editing joint.
My question might really have to be for off camera though. I don't know.
You know, I mean, you just want that balance, right?
Yeah.
You know, to make sure, and that balance you checking to make sure that everybody had a good time.
Right,
Because
right.
My issue, if you come in here happy, now you're leaving sad, is something we did. Hold on, you ain't walking here like that. Right. What happened? The server took too long. The ice ain't cold enough, because you're gonna get it.
Yeah, something.
You're gonna get the ice ain't cold enough. Black people don't play with you. You know what I'm saying?
So with that, you know, like I understand, like, you know, like having secret society, cigar bar lounge. I remember you were very instrumental. I remember one. So people don't know. Yo, I'm telling you what Clyde did to me one time, man. Got laid off from my job, right? I always work corporate. Always work corporate.
Yeah.
And I was driving around one time, and I was depressed. So we in the car driving, because he always take me driving when I'm going through something. That's wild. That's wild, right?
So
I was like,
That's honorable right
what's
there.
wrong, Rob? He's like, yo, I said, I just got laid off, man. He said, like, God, good. Thank you, yo. And I never knew what that meant until my bar. You know what I'm saying?
Can I tell you why? Unless I'm gonna fuck up your thought.
No, you're fine, bro. This is your platform.
We are apex predators. Do you know what that means? Nobody hunts us. We hunt everything. Okay? And you're a lot bigger than me. Right? So you too. So you guys would be put in a different category in the beginning of time, right?
I got you.
Will be in the Warrior Center. I'll be there too.
Yeah. No doubt.
I'm not no small guy, right? You
Brooklyn.
guys are just a little bit bigger. So to see a dude like you and you know hunting every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You can only eat every two. Listen, I've never seen a lion hunt every 2 weeks.
Facts. Fact.
We hunt lions. Lions don't hunt us.
Right.
So every 2 weeks, a big man so humble and waiting. I want to go grocery, but I can't. I gotta wait till I get paid. I want to go, but I gotta wait till what you waiting
That's
on?
real.
All right, what we waiting on, man? We apex predator, man. Our eyes in the front of our head, right?
Oh my God.
Right,
Yeah,
we
it's
outthink
real.
anything moving on this planet, right? So what's stopping you?
Yeah.
This job that said, hey, you gonna get paid every 2 weeks. I'm gonna give you 100.
Yeah.
Then I'm going. It's really 60.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't do nothing with 100 grand.
No,
Bro.
I can't do anything with it either.
Kidding me or you shitting me? Excuse me.
No. You real. You real.
But it's just that we just gotta understand that, like I said, I'm 54. It ain't time. And people talk about taking time for granted, right? They always want to tell you, tomorrow ain't promised, but I woke up every day and it's been there religiously. So I'm gonna take advantage of it till it's not. All right? You can't tell me it ain't there until it's there. And it's all about setting your mind. You got enough courage to set your alarm clock to wake you up for that 9 to 5. Set your mind to get to every dollar, every day you're breathing. And that's all I try to breathe into people. Don't waste no time because time is here for you to explore, for you to work, for you to stretch it out. But at the end of the day, only 2 days matter. The day you was born and the day you die. What you gonna do in between it? You gonna
That's why
Or
like, I'm gonna tell you something, and this is why like I've called him. And I don't call him. My only mentor is my grandfather. This is my mentor, and I'll say it on camera. I'll say it on camera. There's been times in my life where it's been up and down, but you've always preached, and I do it to other people.
As you should.
Because you bring that energy to me and people, and I've had that energy, but my grandfather was like that.
That's right.
And you know, and you know, but sometimes you need the energy brought onto you.
Correct.
Like Aunt Morrow, I tell you all day, this guy put me in a position where he said, "Look, Sean, you need to do a podcast because you know you have something or whatever." And I'm so happy to be here with my mentor and a person that pushed me to do this platform.
Full
Very humble. It's very humbling, and I feel the energy in the room.
sir.
I don't want to get too calm to suit from Queens. I want y'all to pick it up soft.
No Diddy. Shout out to Cam, bro. You know, shout out to Cam, man. No Diddy.
Yo, Cam. Listen, Cam.
I got a Diddy situation. You want to hear?
Nah, let's go.
I got a good Diddy story.
Oh, nah, it's content. Here we go.
Let's go.
And I don't want to go viral because Diddy ain't my man, but I've been a big supporter of Diddy.
Yeah.
Don't know him like that, but
Man,
met him a few.
you both. But me through you.
Yeah, but and this is a long time ago. I was in the tunnel. That'd be like 90.
So you was in a tunnel.
In the tunnel, New York City. Was in the tunnel.
That's crazy.
92,
It's gonna be
93. 92, 93.
How was the coach checking the tunnel?
B.I.G. was alive.
B.I.G. was alive.
Yeah, B.I.G. was alive. And we was in there, and it was a regular Sunday, we had Rolex on, our chains and shit, we doing our thing. And,
Right.
and the thing with the tunnel is that you couldn't wear your jury out if you wasn't,
Really like that.
He wasn't
it
official.
wasn't really like that.
wasn't
you know what I'm
official,
saying?
right.
So you could say it was like jail, but it was worse than jail because you're dealing with free individuals.
Right.
You ain't got a knife or a shank and shit or razor. These niggas got guns. Outside in the club. So we in the tunnel and we sitting in there. Like I said, I got my jewelry on, so I'm feeling that I got some kind of,
Yeah, you
I
feeling
got enough
yourself?
heart for that. I'm young. I'm a lion. I'm ready to roll. And then I just feel somebody just grab my arm, right? And I'm like, something like somebody trying to run, but I look and it's this beautiful lady. She's European. You could tell that she's like Spanish, but she's white, right? Like the Puerto Rican. Not Puerto Rican, but it's a little different kind of
like a Portuguese type.
Because I'm Panamanian, you can tell a different kind of accent
Right.
a Puerto Rican accent. But the slim build, everything, the blonde hair gave you, you would think she's white, but the accent saying it's Spanish. And so she's pulling, I'm pulling, she's pulling. I'm like, oh shit, shorty. And she's talking to me like she know me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
come on, let's go. Like,
what's up? You know, hey, where is? And I'm confused but she's still pulling away and pulling me, and I'm pulling back, and then I just pull her real hard because I'm like, I got my boys in me. I'm trying, where your friends at? Right. And when I pull, Puff pops up on the other end. Right?
How did he pop up? Like how did he just?
He was holding the other side. That's why she was pulling. I'm assuming because he was pulling and she was holding on to me.
So you ain't see Puff pulling.
And so it's like this.
Yeah.
You pulling this and that.
Yeah.
And then that hard pull I gave, he jumped over like, yo, what you doing?
Straight human tug of war, sir.
You know, extremely
aggressively.
Very aggressive.
Yeah.
To the point where it was like, oh shit, this is real. And it felt like I was the sucker in the beat. It felt like I was losing
So she right
the
here.
argument I didn't even know I was having.
Right.
Like, yo, dude, you know how I am with my girls and all that. And I'm like, yo, dude, calm down. Yeah. Did he? Like, yo, chill, yo. She holding me. I'm explaining myself like, yo, she holding me.
Right.
You know, and then, you know, we pulling. And you know, and then he was like, yo, and I was like, you know what, I ain't got no time for this. Shorty, go ahead, man. You with him.
Yeah, you good. Yeah.
Fuck out of here. This weird ass chick. I don't even know that bitch. Right? About to get me in some shit with Diddy, and I'm a big fan, Biggie, my man, and all this. You know, so it's like, so now we fast forward, right? But because for years, I mean decades, this is like 30 years ago.
Right.
Close to it.
Right.
I've been saying Diddy mad at me because this girl chose me, right? I'm thinking that, you know, this girl like me.
Like pretty
but when you fast forward it, yo, she wanted help. She was trying to get rescued.
Right.
And that's just my thought. I'm not saying any proof or anything. You know, this is alleged.
Allegedly. Everything's allegedly.
That's
you guys
a
got
real
a million
situation.
people watching this show. I don't want them thinking.
No, we don't.
It's allegedly.
Allegedly. I don't want.
But it was kind of. But as I play it back and I think about it, and I'm like, wow, that was a situation that maybe if everything is what they say it is, this was probably an opportunity for her to free herself, and I wasn't hip to it. So, but I mean, after that, like, you know, like now you watch that there's signs you could give you, because I got 3 daughters. You know, so it's like signs. You got 4. It's like certain, even your children, you know, even the little boys, because they like boys too.
Yeah, and boys, them folks get weird like that too.
So you got to give them like signs and stuff like that. Like maybe if there was a universal sign for help, and they should come up with something like that. Like,
well, see, my take. I'm gonna tell you something. And my take. And you can give your take on the whole joint. I don't want to take away from your platform, but I'll give you my take on that situation. I saw the video, and I got 4 daughters. Like I never want to be in a situation. I never want to be in a situation where a man is doing that to my daughter.
he got 3 daughters.
He got 3 daughters himself, and you know it's just different. But I think
age where they're gonna be dating.
So, like I understand. This is why so like social media is just totally different. Like I was talking to my man the other day. I'm gonna give you something real. Like Diddy did that, right? I'm pretty sure Diddy's done a lot of worse stuff. It ain't my business. It is what it is. But like, Rick James locked up a chick for 4 days and made her get high. Yeah. But because we didn't have social media to see that probably was way worse. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But not only that, you have Harvey Weinstein. You got all these other people who are not us that have done that.
But Diddy's from that era.
He's from that era. He's from the Clyde Davis. He's from that era. So
he's coming from Clyde Davis.
Clyde Davis and everything.
Andre Harrell.
Yeah, Andre Harrell. And your boy, I don't know if you saw your man implicate everybody. Aaron Hall.
Yeah, he coming out of nowhere.
Aaron Hall. Yeah.
And the thing about this, right? You know, I say it's classic of chicken come home to roost, right?
Now, for people, let me say one thing. I don't want you to lose your thought. For people who don't know that, that's a phrase by Malcolm X.
Correct.
That was used during when John F. K. got killed. That's
Correct.
why Malcolm X got pushed out of the
correct.
the Islamic.
Correct, because that's exactly where I got it from, right? And we understood that. That's why we don't feel any way. And the reason why I'm saying that is because in order to videotape somebody, you got to videotape yourself first. So what his issue that he should be concerned about is that fuck what you got other people doing, what you was doing. The guy that set up, because every time I set up my tape to get it right, I gotta get in the frame and be like, yeah, got the whole room. I go to my backyard, make sure y'all want to catch that blind spot. I want to cover every spot. So the most active person on tape is the person that put it up. So everything that everybody is doing, he have all this evidence, supposedly, allegedly, on everybody else. He's on it too. And that's what happened where we gonna blackball, I'm gonna blackball everybody, because he probably been getting checks from everybody, allegedly.
For a while. Yeah,
Send that in, or I'm gonna go public
For a
with
while.
this. Somebody send something in on him.
So let me ask you, yo, Ant, you being an athlete, have you ever felt protected about your family situation? Like, do you feel like you had to be around people and you didn't want people to be around and you had to be protective over situations like that or whatever?
Like out?
Yeah, like out or whatever. Like, you ever felt like at one point you were vulnerable around certain people, and I guess like because you were in the limelight for a while. Yeah. And like new friends ain't friends. I've realized that.
Absolutely
I've realized that this past year.
There ain't no such thing as that.
Yeah.
Nah, it's
like
either
that.
some business or it's like a genuine associationship, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, if I always said when I was playing, like when I was out there like that, I was like, man, we got to go somewhere where we got to give somebody our phones, bro. We ain't going. None of the guys going to no party, but we got to give some, because I don't know who got what. I don't know who snuck a phone in anyway. Yeah. So if they need to be on that, bro, it's some weird shit going on.
Happened to me in Miami, son.
Yeah, exactly. I can't.
Yeah,
I was like, bro.
My bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you good. I was just saying, if they talking about give the phones up and do this and all that, I was like, bro, we ain't going in there.
I went to a wedding like that. Yeah, that they wanted all those phones to be given up.
A wedding?
And it wasn't a wedding. It was the bachelor party.
Oh nah.
Oh yeah.
I get that.
And it was a big celebrities wedding. I mean, I met Oprah. I met Donald Trump before he was president. Man, I met like everybody.
Queens, shout out to Queens.
Ashford and Simpson. We went.
I think I know who wedding it was.
Yeah, Ashford and Simpson. They were there, rest in peace. Though the shit was like it was in the Waldorf Astoria. The reception, like it was nuts. Matter of fact, I went to the wedding with what's my boy name again? Dave Winfield.
Dave Winfield, New York Yankees. Yeah.
Hey,
I didn't go with him. I went with my lady at the time.
Right.
He was at her.
But we left and went to.
No, not Dave Winfield.
Who was the GM? Or the GM, the black GM that was there?
I wasn't there.
Wait.
Oh yeah, you wasn't.
I wasn't there. So I'll give you a segue. I'm about to flip the story. So basically,
I'm bad.
You good, brother. It's what we do. We talking. It's a conversation. So I've been telling. How many times have we been to whiskey and cigar nights? Right?
Yeah.
So I've been telling Ant for years, go to whiskey and cigar nights.
Yeah.
So Herb went. So Ant went to the joint when it was actually at Herb's house.
Herb,
and I was
house.
home. Yeah, his new house. Yeah.
South Park?
Shout out to Herb, Greg. That's my guy. So
Shout out to Herb.
Shout out to Herb.
It's fucking amazing.
And so Ant went out there. So like I saw Ant next day. Ant was like, "Yo, Rob, why you even tell?" I said, "Rob, you told me about this a while ago." And I was like, "Yeah, I've been trying to get you to go out there, but you this is the first time going." He said, "Yeah, shit was love." You know what I mean? Yeah, but like me and him used to go out there and
it was more than love, bro.
Shit's amazing.
Shit was great.
Great.
Like I needed that.
Great.
Like I was one of the younger guys, but I got the opportunity to meet so many
Time
other
travel, that's
OGs
what I
I
call
never saw,
Yes.
like never met before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
how we time travel, man.
man, that was
shout out to Yandrick
you
and
was
Clint.
there,
I missed
and
that
James
one.
Waters.
I went to
Whiskey cigar nights.
we did I was a sponsor at his Christmas party, so I went after.
Okay.
I think that's when I saw you. Was you a sponsor? No, that was what's my boy name again?
Yandrick.
From
Talking
A+.
about Yandrick? A+?
Yeah, I can't remember. Not Brooks, the other one.
Sydney?
Tall brother.
Sydney. Shout out to Sydney.
Shout out to Sydney.
Shout out to
I apologize,
Sydney, man.
Sydney. I'm slipping.
I saw Sydney
These
like
guys
2
got me
days ago,
wasted
man.
over here, Sid.
Yo, Sydney always used to, I saw Sydney today. So Sydney and Brooks run, they do a lot of parties out of the Ritz or whatever. Yo, shout out. Sydney always
I mean, it's those guys.
show me love, bro. Brooks too. Like, but Sydney was in my cigar lounge all the time showing me love. Just like Clyde was, man. Yeah, but like, you guys have been at a certain level, both of you guys. Now just like being guarded.
Yeah.
How was it like being guarded? Like, you know what I mean? Like I know I had minimal success, never on you guys' level, but like I had to guard myself, especially I was married at the time. What's it like? Just you see somebody like you go into a room and everybody knows you, but they don't know you like that. But they talk to you like they real familiar.
Correct. It happens all the time. I know. I mean, his is different from mine, right? Because his is internationally or nationally. Mine is locally. In different states, in different markets. Like
Yo, that's not local. That's still
still
national.
I'm just saying.
It was in India. You was going to India, bro.
I mean, where the love at? You know. I like to say, man, I'm loved in New York, Brooklyn.
No doubt.
Not New York, but Brooklyn, right?
Brooklyn.
I'm respected in the A. You know, when I get ideas, I'm respected.
Shout out to Ruggs, because you introduced me to Ruggs.
Yeah, Ruggs my boy. Ruggs
You
is
introduced me to
amazing.
Ruggs.
Hey, you know what?
You introduced me to Ruggs.
Bro, shout out
Yeah.
to you, man.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Down there, Copper
Yeah,
Cove. Hey,
Copper
Yeah,
Cove.
my
shout
bro,
out to
man.
Ruggs, man.
Clint,
To be honest with
he
you,
introduced me to Ruggs as like the top promoter in Charlotte.
but
Yeah, nah, Ruggs like that.
to be honest, Ruggs even gave me the Bermuda name. Right?
Oh, Ruggs gave me the name. Where you got it from?
I got Bermuda from the boys, man. They used to call me, say I look like I'm always on a vacation.
So I tell you a segue. Ed, I tell you a funny story about Clyde. So we threw a party at Club One time, right? We had Sinai Lathan. But we had a pool party before that.
Cigarettes.
We
You
spoke.
remember that?
Here we go. Dang.
That's Mike Tyson. Now this
That's I got to pick. So what happened was we had a pool party before that. So we were hanging out at the pool party, and we was having a good ass time. So like, we got to do the party. So I bounced, So I went home. I think I had to change the clothes. I don't know. Found out the fuck I got home real quick. Changed the clothes. Got home real quick. Clyde showed up to the goddamn door at Club One with some flippers on.
My swimsuit.
Swimsuit on. son.
Shit, we outside.
Yo,
goddamn.
the goggles, bro.
Cause if I go home, I ain't coming back. Damn, that changing shit. But
What
I mean,
what made you? And I gotta focus. I gotta get back to focus on you. What propelled you? What has pushed you all these years to have the mindset you have, to give the wisdom that you have, and to actually open these establishments, but still be a person that's humble?
I mean, you are who you are, right? I'm who I am, man. What the shit my mother is still with me, right? Mm-hmm. And it's always been, right? So and that's just to be a good person, right?
Right.
But in the process, right, because sometimes you gotta, the hardest thing about education is to be unlearned if you're taught a certain way, right? You gotta unlearn and then you gotta learn all over again, right? So my mother taught me to be nice, but nice guys finish last. Right?
They do.
We want to be dangerous, right? And once you know you're dangerous, to continue to be dangerous. And I don't mean not in a bad way, in a bad way, but in a good way. You know what I'm saying? It keeps you sharp. It keeps you. I recently posted something on the gram today because you're never too old to learn, right? Mm-hmm. I learned that, and it was just showing some innovative stuff, right? And it was showing that you can do a head transplant in the near future, right? Where they take your head off of one body and put it on another body. And they created these they created this robot to do it simultaneously. And it was so many things to go into this process to take the head off of this body and to keep this body refreshed, which is the younger body, to take it off the older body and keep that head refreshed to make the transition. So this transition of the body, right? But to take it off this younger body, take the head off the older body and put it onto a younger body. So this body is fully intact, but it's brain dead.
Right.
He's 25 years old. And this guy is 60-year-old CEO of Jay-Z, got into a car accident, and he's a paraplegic. So we need to take the head off of this one and put it on this 20-something-year-old body, right? So the transition. And it sounded complicated, but it's one thing that stood out to me. It said that, and I was like, why would you put an old ass head on a new body?
Right.
They said that the human brain could live 2,000 to 2,000 years.
It's like my grandfather. Go ahead.
200.
The body is
My grandfather.
No, just listen, 200 to 2,000 years a human brain could live. It's just the host that the brain is in that can live that long, which is our physical body. The other organs and stuff like that, right? The heart ain't gonna be able to live that long, the muscle, so on and so on, just the body. But if you can keep this brain and keep adding it to new bodies, new bodies, and it was just something I needed to put out there to show, hey, listen here, you better get your money out, right? Because that's an expensive job. I'm gonna need that done, right? I'm gonna need that done in some form of my life. So I got about 10 years before this shit I'm trying to work with, right? Start giving out on me. So meaning
Some Walt Disney shit.
that you can be forever young, right?
Young.
Because I'm not old at all, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what's Albert Einstein's? He was asked? He asked the question on, if you didn't know how old you was, how old would you think you are?
Well, see, you know what? So look, I'm about to get into, and this is my grandfather. This is my grandfather's theory. And Sonya, you know, it's my Uncle Eddie, my grandfather. He always told me, there's three things he always told me. And that's why I love talking to you all the time. And I'm very humble to have you on this platform. One thing my grandfather told me is this. So when I was in second grade, these kids were doing volcanoes and shit for science projects. Whatever. My grandfather took 2 tubes, second grade. Said, fill this one up with water. Take a tube, put this one up on the other end. He said, the water that's filled in this tube, this is empty. It will go up and come down, and it will level out. Water seeks its own level. My grandfather gave me that science project when I was in second grade. It shows what he's thinking about. He always gave me magnets. He said, if you understand the magnets, the attraction, you know everything. And then he always told me too, he said, the bumblebee, according to man's mathematics, is so
Keep
wrong.
the planets around.
Because no. You said no. According to man's mathematics, the bumblebee is wrong because the way its wingspan and its body mass, it should not be able to fly.
Correct.
So it's shit that we can't understand.
Correct.
The last one he always said is, I asked him, I said, Papa, are you scared to die? Because he lived to be 88, but he's my father. My father's around now, but my grandfather was my father. And he said, Shawnee, he called me Shawnee. You might call me Shawnee, it can be a problem. So don't do that. But he said, Shawnee, he said, your nails die, your hair falls out, energy can never be destroyed.
You're not.
Only the flesh.
That's right.
We're flesh. We're balls of energy.
Only two things
All we
that
do
exist.
is transform.
That's it.
Yeah.
2 things that exist on this planet.
My
Energy and matter.
My bad because I didn't want to interrupt you, but you
No, you're
talking, that's why I talk to you.
That's right.
But go ahead.
all you're doing is confirming for me, right? Because we time travel, like he was saying, he went to the Herb Gray event and he got a chance to connect with the older brothers,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Felt different when I left.
Yeah.
Man.
Correct. And that's time travel.
Shout out
right?
to her.
Because how old are you?
38.
How old are you?
I'm 45.
And I'm 54.
Right.
But the beauty about this, both of us could tell him how to be 39. You can tell him what to expect when he turns 40. 40, you're going to start reading like this, bro. Not that you need glasses.
Got contacts in now.
I mean, that's you need glasses.
Slow down.
You know, certain things start happening. I can tell you what it is. And like you, I can tell you what it is to be 48, 49, 50, what to expect at 52, 53, if you don't do certain things. And that's how we time travel, right? That's how we connect the dots, you know what I'm saying? And that's important. That's why our duty, when you hit the OG status, is to stay alive long enough to educate the ones behind you, right? And
Say that again so everybody can hear it.
I mean, to stay alive long enough to educate the people behind you, because education is everything. And I don't mean the education, because I went to John Jay Criminal Justice. I went to North Carolina Central University. But everything I do on this planet today, I cannot blame that on any learning institution, right? They haven't taught me anything. If anything, they taught me what not to do, right? I mean, you gotta believe in your instincts, and I think and I always say it's three things you need to be successful in business, right? And it's simple, all right? One is, number one, and these are principles, pillars, like, number one, you gotta know how to read, right? Because you gotta read every contract that come in front of you.
Basics.
Right?
Yeah. And so like
you got to know how to. Let me just finish this.
You read your first contract. My bad. Yeah.
Because we're gonna answer the questions after. Blowing it.
I need to hear what he's saying.
They got a contractual life. You got to address them on that.
Got it.
All right, you got to know how to read, because you got to read. I'm not talking about a lawyer reading it for you, right? And that way it goes back to dating. We'll talk about that too, right? But you got to know how to read so you can read every contract that come in front of you. You got to know how to count so you count every dollar that come within your hands. I mean, even your credit score is considered a dollar. Right. Yeah, check your bank account, so on and so on and so on, right? And then it's common sense, right? The sense to do those things when it's time to do it. Right. Common sense isn't commonly practiced, right? So people that get a contract and guess what they don't do? Read it. People to get some money, and you know how many times I gave people money and they don't count it?
I believe that.
I come over, yo, how much you want for that? Yeah, here go, boom. And they be like, yo, go, OG, good looking out. Count your money, bro, because I don't need you calling me later talking about, yo, that shit was short. I need you to count that in front of me. If I owe you 20, count your money, bro, because we're gonna do that here.
Right
and based on common sense, it's proven that people don't do those things, man, and that's how we fail. I mean, the only roadblocks you're gonna run into is the ones you put in front of yourself. You know, my son, when he was in college and growing up in life, and he would do things, I was like, yo, you know what, you like that kid. I was like, you know what, because I like giving analogies and try to break it down so people can basically see it. You like that person that when you running, you just put that in front of you. Yeah. And you trying to get there, you put that in front of you. Yeah. You putting all these obstacles in front of you, because when you're young, guess what? You don't have any. Those obstacles that's in front of you is mine. I'm the parent. You gotta let me sit on it. I remember my son asking me one day, yo, Dad, I need a job. I was like, for what? He was in college. He was in high school. He had ROTC. He had football practice. He had wrestling practice. Then he had to be a kid. Right. Then he still had to do homework. Pull all this shit off, right? I was like, what do you need a job for? I say, I need money, Pop. And he was excited. We was in the kitchen. I remember like it was yesterday. I was like, you don't even know what money means. Right. I was like, you know what, I sent, because at the time.
You talking about Sonny?
Sonny boy.
Yeah,
he's
boy.
31 now. He's 31 years old. Shout out to my son. He's fucking amazing, right? Kid is a crazy matter. Yeah. Top grades, everything. ROTC do is amazing, man. I mean, West Point University, every college called him to do what he does, right? But I said, yo, I was sending I had a young lady living with me at the time because her mother got caught up doing some stuff, whatever,
Right.
and she had to do 2 years.
Right.
And she was from New York. We was living in Atlanta, right? So I was like, yo, she could live with me. She got 2 years left of high school, man. No need for her to go back to New York and try that shit because her mother had to sit down.
Right.
I got to take my kids to school every morning. I'll take her too, right? So on Fridays, I would give each one of them allowance, like $100, right? Y'all go out, go to the movies. I'll give her, my son 100, my daughter 100, and I would give, she's my niece, the 100, right? And they will leave, and when they come back, and Saturday we'll wake up, and they're about to go out again. My son will be broke, but both of them will have money.
Yeah.
It's kind of confused. I'm like, yo, why every time when y'all go out and some of them would even, my daughter and them would come back with more money.
Damn.
And he would be flat broke, Dad, I need the whole son. And I was kind of confused. I'm like, like, how is that even possible?
That's
And
not
then I was
that's like an experiment though.
Yeah, so
That's
I was
some
like-
people need to use now.
Yeah, so
Maybe
I'm
not
like,
a whole 100, but like I might do that with my son.
Yeah, I might do it with my
I got
daughter.
yeah,
three
put him out
boys.
there to see what he gonna do.
My daughter, she 15, she in Atlanta. My oldest son is 11. They with me, and then I got twin boys, they 7. So when they get of age, all of them to go out together,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Do it and see what happens.
I'm gonna see who come back.
The
with
girls will come, my daughter will come back with more.
That's
The other
the
ones will come back with even more. Right? My son flat broke. So I had to ask him, so I asked my son, yo, what happened? He be like, I just be buying things. So me being a man, I was like, you know what, you're right. $100 ain't nothing, but damn, he's 16. I would have been held on to that. It's the movies, this, that. So I asked my daughter, I was like, yo, why y'all always coming in with more money and your brother always? Because he always buy us everything.
What they say?
What? That's what
that's
she
what he
said.
said.
He buy us everything.
Yeah.
So we keep our money.
Yeah.
When we go to the movies, he pay for the movies. He do this.
Shout out to
On
Sonny,
the
man.
food, he paid it for
Shout out to
the food.
Sonny,
The
man.
conversation you had.
And then so
Shout out to
I was
Sonny,
like, yo,
man.
I said, so why y'all keep doing that to him?
Yo.
Why
he
don't
lived
you-
they don't keep doing it.
Because I'm not a woman, I don't understand. You understand what I'm saying?
Yo, shout out to Sonny, man.
So I had to tell Sonny Boy, I was like, yo, Sonny Boy, why you keep spending money? You watch me get him the honey, you take the honey, He's like, Dad, I'm not gonna let girls pay for stuff. You don't let girls pay for stuff. I was like, come on. I'm not a trick, bro, but if a chick got money and I saw her have it, guess what? She's gonna have to pay for her own stuff, especially if she's my sister. You gotta pay attention to that, but
They were probably charming him too, like on that big bro. Little
he's
sis.
just pretty consistent with that. Probably that too. And he's younger than my daughter, because that was a plan too. I wanted girls first, I didn't even want boys. I mean, before I hit 21, man, shit, I went through some shit.
It's all good, bro.
Yo,
For real, though.
Yo.
But what I really want to address, honestly, because y'all got this nice platform, is
Thank you so much, bro.
the whole issue about, and it's really just this state. I think not necessarily a state, but this city, because I've been in this city, in this market for the last 12 years when it comes down to business, and I think that Charlotte is doing. The whole black business thing that I think I addressed you one day
we talk about it all the time.
about that. I think Charlotte is hurting themselves by claiming to be a black business, right? I mean,
Like
I'm not a black-
prematurely, You mean?
yeah, I'm not a black business. I'm a black man doing business. I want my business. I want my business to speak for itself. So if there's a bullseye or if there's a caution or any kind of X mark the spot or red flag for a location for outside of our complexion, right? We make it easy for them. So they don't want to support us anyway. They don't want to move us. They don't want to help us move forward or anything. And I don't mean it in that sense. It's a race. Somebody is trying to win. It's a human race. You got to understand the words mean what they say. When I was in college, shout out to Dr. Dewberry. He was a professor. He was my English professor. and John Jay Criminal Justice in New York City.
You know, see, my mom was John Jay for a little while.
Correct.
Shout Jay,
And when you learning about law, you need to learn about languages because law is around the Spanish-speaking language, English language, and words.
And Latin too.
Latin.
And Latin.
That's what I meant.
Latin.
Spanish.
I took Latin with
but
Rick
Latin
Adams.
is the correct way of saying it, right?
Yeah.
And words mean what they say, right? Latin basically is as old as
Oldest language ever. Yeah.
So, and it was the universal language at one time to some degree, right? Because they was winning, they was dominating. So, but words mean what they say. In other words, and he used to get on me. Yeah, I used to call him Professor Dewberry. He was like Dr. Dewberry.
Yeah.
No, all that word to get that doctor. Homie, no.
Gave my title.
He needed that doctor.
Title.
So he used to be like, words mean what they say. And he was like, you know, we take language for granted. I was like, yo, where Rod? He ran into the building, right? This is what he instilled in me. Where Rod? Yo, he ran into the building real quick.
Right.
The first thing I'm going to say is he all right? Right? You'll be looking at me like I'm crazy, right? But what if a car ran into a building? Huh?
Wouldn't even think about it.
You're going to be like, well, what happened to the car, the building?
Yeah.
So, where Rod? He ran to the building. Is he all right? Did he break his arm, leg? Is he okay? What was he riding, a bike, car, plane? Right? He ran inside the building to get something.
That's what words mean, what you say.
Words mean what they say. We can't take shit like that for granted. You know, and it's the difference between losing a case and winning one.
So let's get back to Brooklyn.
Did that with my son today, something similar to that in his homework today.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah?
I study English at Georgia Tech.
Okay.
It was like an English focus with science, technology, and culture with an English focus. And I took a lot of poetry classes, and they explained a lot of that. Like
That's right.
a lot of that time. That's real.
Right. Words mean what they say. You gotta use them wisely, man.
Real talk.
They spells, like spelling and so on and so on and so on. Even when you meditate and you thinking to yourself, you gotta know exactly what you're saying. Because you could slip up and ask for $1 million, and that will be all you get. And you know that ain't enough.
You could have got more. Yeah, a story about...
You would just keep hitting the $1 million mark and won't go all the way back.
You
You get all the way to the M and go all the way back.
Did you hear that shit about Bleak? Well, Bleak was like, yo, I was going... Jay-Z told me to go into the... he was hanging out one time with some girls. And he was like, yo, Bleak told... Jay-Z was like, yo, told Bleak, go into the stash in my upstairs thing. Get upstairs a drawer full of $100.
Okay.
Take $200 out. But then Bleak went and started looking around the other shit. And he saw 500s, 300s, whatever. He was like, yo, I should have fucking asked a nigga for fucking 500.
Sure. You get what you asked for.
So with that segue, let me ask you a question. So, you've been around. People know you out here in Charlotte, but like, what's the wildest? You from Brooklyn, and you know a lot of people.
Yep.
You know, give me a story about Brooklyn.
Brooklyn? I ain't got no Brooklyn stories, man.
Give me something wild.
He got Brooklyn.
You got Brooklyn stories.
I'm gonna tell you no lie, man.
Tell me some of your Brooklyn stories.
I'm gonna tell you, man. And you know, I grew up in Brooklyn, but I was raised by my moms, man. She was my mother and my father, man. And like and like I said, the stuff she instilled in me is still with me. And back then, she made things so easy for me to be able to navigate through these different personalities in Brooklyn. So, and I knew I always wanted to be treated a certain way, and in order to be treated that way, I needed to treat people a certain way. So that made life for me very, very easy in Brooklyn. Like, I have no horror stories. I mean, I got isolated incidents of getting shot, kidnapped, stuff like that. You know, shit like that happens, you know. And it was just a layup, you know. And I don't hold anything against anybody in the situation.
Not nobody calls that shit a layup. But like, I respect.
I mean, it is a layup. I mean, it is what it is because I'm not going to knock a hustle, you know.
we're gonna close it down soon. I want to say, like from Boston Thomas, whiskey, from all the ventures that you have, that you've accomplished, to 1501 Mint, Sports One. I met you there first. I knew you there when you was trying to push the chocolate wine on me.
That's right.
And I was drinking that every night.
That's right.
For all your accomplishments and everything that you're going to be going forward with, what's a message that you could send to? I think you've done it already, but like, what's a real message? And you've given a real message, but like, what's a real message you could send to people right now? Because and give them a platform of energy and expression and positivity. And you've done, I think you've done it a lot, but like through stories.
But direct. Understand who you are, man. And we're Apex Predators. I think that
That's that 50 shit. I love that shit.
we
Apex Predator. I love it.
we need more. We need more entrepreneurs, man. And just in general, the economy, it needs it because you have more people that's not qualified to do the stuff that society is asking for. So they depending on us to open up these businesses in order for them to provide a living for themselves. That's how important, because I'm 54 right now, right? I can't go into corporate. I just can't. You know what I'm saying? Number one, I got too much experience. I got international experience. We just talked about me going to India 30 years ago.
Selling here.
Selling here. And what it is to pivot off your instincts. Like you start a recession-proof concept and it's prepared and stabilized and you did all your homework on that, and then you get hit with a pandemic and it's not pandemic-proof. Because that's two different entities right there, So that's one. Start. The hardest thing in getting into business is starting. We always think that, we can't do it, but I already broke it down. The fundamentals is that you need to know how to read, you know how to count, and you just gotta have common sense to do those things when it's necessary. Understand your product that you're trying to sell. A lot of people get into the bar and restaurant industry because they know a lot of people. That don't have anything to do with it. You still gotta stick to the 5 P's of marketing.
What's the 5 P's of marketing? Let them know.
And the 5 P's is your product. You gotta know what you're selling, the price point, production. You need a place to sell it, and then it's people. You gotta know who you're selling to. You can't sell pork in a Muslim community. You just can't,
Would you know say in Malcolm X though? You say, I love pork and white women, so I can't be no.
Yeah, you can't. Muhammad Ali, you said it. It was this corner man, but and then you you just gotta know your market. Like for me, like I said, I'm not into nightlife and bars and all that. I'm into alcohol distribution. That's why I got my own whiskey. That's why I got my own IPA.
Boston Thomas.
That's right. Bermuda
Boston
Blue
Thomas.
is my IPA.
Yep.
So I'm into that
And
because
what's IPA? I'm sorry, say it again.
Bermuda Blue.
Bermuda Blue.
And what it is this. If I can make Hennessy all this money, right, going to the liquor store, buying it for a price, and then marking it up and selling it to that table for $300, it'd be better if I could just put my name on this bottle and sell it and go, right? Because in my bar, right, this is what I mean about mining your business, right? Like a gold miner, right? You will have a shelf in the bar. Say this is the bar, and then you got a shelf. And then you put Hennessy on this shelf right here. Leave it there for a year, right? And this is about a bottle of Hennessy, right? Leave it there for a year. And at the end of the year, you go into your POS system and see how much Hennessy you sold. It might be 300,000. That little piece of real estate right there, you made 300,000 off of. Like that shelf right there. But guess what? You got 20 different alcohol brands on that shelf. That's gonna do you another 300,000, another 300,000. When you would walk inside my bar and you look on the shelf, and I made $1 million off of water one year.
That's crazy.
Right? Water.
Say that again?
I made $1 million off of water. I went in my POS system and said $1 million sold off of water, because inside the cooler, this whole window with 5 shelves on it was nothing but water. Then you had another another door, because the way 15 was set up, it was like a bodega.
Yeah.
Right.
How you walk in a gas station,
Yeah,
right?
that shit was.
Same way in the gas station. Those are line items. Every time you go in there, that Bud Light is on the 3rd shelf, no matter what you do. You want to see what that 3rd shelf did for them? Go to the POS system.
Now, Clyde, I used to walk in there and I always saw the beer and everything just always there like it was a fucking bodega.
That's right.
Yo, and
it was product placement.
And Sonny was there. He was like, yo, what you need?
And it was product placement.
Yeah.
Product placement.
And it's everything.
Say it again.
because
Say it, remember that.
It's product placement. You have to know your business when you're doing it. So you can't go in there freestyling, because we gonna know, right? And it wasn't a mistake. The water, you couldn't even see it when you walked up to the bar, because the bodega was behind the bar. But it stretched out, so I had 2 shelves exposed. That first shelf, guess what it was filled with? Corona and Heineken.
And Heineken, yeah, I remember, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Corona and Heineken.
Yeah, Heineken, yeah.
So when you sit there, you be like, let me get a Corona. Let me get a Heineken. When I opened up, the pandemic hit. What was killing everybody? Corona, I needed that bread. Not to sound like that, but they making a killing off Corona, and Corona's killing everybody. I'm just being facetious right now.
I think we actually need a part 2 of this.
But,
you're like, because there's a lot more you have to.
There's a lot more.
There's a lot, but we got to talk about this. So we're gonna move to a segment to where we do. I ask you your opinion about certain people, and you go vice versa. Biggie or Jay-Z?
I met Notorious B.I.G. I had the honors of booking him when when I was younger and he was alive.
You booked Biggie.
I booked. Yeah,
You booked B?
I booked Notorious. I've been in the
You
game
did?
a little while. Been in this game for years.
Yo,
Made me
Dion,
an animal.
Made me an
Real
animal.
to this shit.
Baby,
Wrote me a manual.
Step-by-step booklet
That's
for you
crazy.
to get. Do you guys hear this? You guys know Clyde from doing certain stuff.
Yeah, this a long time. Notorious
dope.
got history, man. I booked Biggie, and Craig Mack. Craig Mack went platinum, so he got
peace,
pretty
Craig.
exposed.
Flavor, yeah.
Yeah, it was the Big Mac attack, and
Yeah, they had the little,
the Big Macs used to come in them little
the little
styrofoam
joints.
things.
Yeah.
Dope.
So that was the whole campaign, and then Craig Mack went platinum, so his numbers went up to like $20,000. He went from 4,500 to 20,000. Him and Biggie a piece is 4,500, so it was $9,000 for them. And then I had
Talk to me.
and so, no, excuse me. So once they called back and was like, "Yo, Craig Mack is," I was like, "He's trash compared to Biggie. Biggie should be $20,000. Like I'm just getting him."
Puff was trying to promote Craig Mack over Big at one point.
He went platinum quicker. He was a better. That
Yeah.
flavor in your ear was
Flavor in your ear was
nuts.
crazy.
It was
crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
And Biggie was still working on
Crazy.
his, so that didn't work. So no matter what we did, he wasn't having it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't understand the industry like
'Cause
that.
they
So
was
I went and
young,
got.
yeah.
So we went and got Bernie Mac. Rest in peace.
Talk that shit. Tell me. Talk that shit right
We
now.
went and got Bernie Mac.
Yeah,
to
Bernie
host
Mac.
it, right? So both of them dead. Right?
Rest in peace. Rest in
It's
peace.
funny shit, right?
Rest
in heaven.
So
Rest in
Bernie Mac hosted, and it was right here in North Carolina.
Because Def Comedy Jam, he blew up on that
Yeah,
shit.
that's when he
I ain't
blew up
scared of
again.
you,
Yeah, I
motherfuckers.
ain't scared of you,
I ain't
motherfuckers.
scared of you,
Kings of
motherfuckers.
So he
Kings of
hosted
Yeah.
Def Jam Comedy,
Def Jam Comedy
Russell
Jam.
Simmons. joint.
Respect.
So
definitely.
he hosts our event.
Queens.
1,500.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac. He was $1,500, right?
That's a lot of money back then.
Yeah, but it wasn't bad though compared to that 20 they was talking about for crack, man.
Yeah.
Talking numbers,
right?
Talking numbers.
Yeah, it was all about the numbers, right? So and then so I was like, damn, I still got change because remember I had the budget was 10,000, right? 45, that's $9 grand, and then DJ whatever. So I had 1,500 and 45 for Biggs. I grabbed Method Man for the 3,500 to sing What You Want, nigga. What You Want with Biggie. Yeah. Remember?
Yeah.
So, but
I got
was
a
like,
six-shooter and a horse named
named
Trigger. The shit
so
is
I said, you know
real.
what? I'm gonna slide Method Man a couple more dollars to see if he could do his I Came to Bring the Pain Home. He just dropped that single.
Yeah.
I said, give him another 500. He wasn't having it.
You wanted what?
He was like, nah, son, I came here for one song and one song only, and that's the only song.
Got that Jay-Z shit. All right, let's go. Yo,
but it was a major fucking hit. So, but Jay-Z is fucking big. Now, honestly, undeniably, Jay-Z is the best to ever do it.
Yo, you know what? This is your platform.
Yeah.
I will say this. When that motherfucker Big said, Big said, Mr. Trump with one whiskey, should have settled.
Oh, Missy with Jamaican rum and whiskey.
Should have pushed the set off. Push that off.
Wipe
the sweat off.
Squeeze that off. Squeeze that off. Then spat off. Ain't no shook.
Hands in Brooklyn, only fatigue enemies. Hey,
look, man,
you want to see me locked up, shot up. Mom scratched up over the casket, screaming basket.
Crying. No, my friends are lying.
Y'all know killed with the Ruger.
With the Rugers from the Lugers from the. You know.
Dying ain't the shit, but it's pleasant.
But the Rugers. With the Lugers from the Rugers. You know what that is? Because the Ruger was the gun, the Luger was the bullets. Huh? The Luger is the bullets, the Ruger is the...
That's how
with the Lugers from the Rugers.
How old was he?
No, my friends are lying, huh? Shh, come on, man. What got me was I'm chilling in the crib
dreaming about Lear jets and coops, the way saw shoots and how to sell records like Snoop.
Oops.
Interrupted by a doorbell.
Remember he said oops because they was beefing with the West Coast.
Yep.
He said oops like I was supposed to say that.
352. Who the hell is this? I gets up quick, cocks my shit, stop them dogs from barking, then proceed to walking. This my nigga was seen before. My nigga sing on the 16th floor. I look deeper. I see blood up on the sneakers.
And his fist
grip room for a fifth. Stop my toe, my dick, nigga. Is he creeping or sleeping? He told me see rock just got hit by the.
I open up the door pitiful. Is he
critical? We out.
He's amazing. Give me some more of the questions. What else you got for me? Because that was an easy one.
Wait, so you
said,
what was the question out of?
He said who I prefer, Biggie or Jay-Z?
He said Jay-Z. Obviously, I think it's.
I'm always been a Biggie fan.
Yeah.
And I'm always been a Jay-Z fan, right? But it's just hard to really make that decision.
All right, drink it.
Because
take a shot.
Because
take a shot of wine.
I mean, I'm making it, but it ain't fair to Jay-Z. It's because Biggie died too soon. You know,
but can you imagine what Big would have done if he was? You could see it at 24 years old.
When it came out of that, and he wasn't even because I'm telling you, it was a movie prior to that. See, we had to pick him up from the airport. So we conspired.
Pick up from the airport.
We had to pick Biggs up from the airport.
See, this is why I'm wearing the King hat right now. Talk that shit, Clyde.
So we had to conspire how to get him here. So the whole plan was to get limousines and get him. Then we was like, nah, fuck that shit. Let's get Suburbans. Suburbans back then, they wasn't good looking. Remember how they used to look?
Long and boxer.
Long
and boxer.
We're talking about early 90s.
The 1500 Suburbans.
Yeah, but we got 3 of them. Made the shit look important. What he died in. Listen, the little short dude, what's his name? Little C. Little C was like, yo, what the fuck y'all country niggas bringing all this big truck shit? Where the limousines at? Man, we from Brooklyn, nigga. Yeah. He had a problem with it. To the point was like, yo.
So C's had a problem.
We didn't bring you.
C's had a problem with C's had a problem.
He had a problem with the SUVs.
Y'all was
He
down
wanted
here.
limo.
See,
We
we
was
gotta
in North
talk
Carolina.
about-
We was
yeah,
in
he's
Durham,
wildin',
Raleigh,
see.
North
That's
Carolina.
what they call the chitlin circuit. Yeah,
Might have been, yeah.
Chitlin circuit.
Because we was bringing them to Central and all that shit. We had
Yeah,
there was a
that's-
place called
that's-
Taj Mahal back then. It was a Kroger's that they turned into a club. So it was huge. It was real big. It was a supermarket that was converted into a club, Taj Mahal. So it was
Talk
nuts.
that
So,
shit, man.
and we brought, but to get him there, and I remember the hotel, Biggie was playing dice. You know, he was fucked up, had no money. Iron the pants he came in with.
Popping Magnum while Jigga bags
We
up.
paid him, we paid him. He started gambling. He had so many New York niggas in the hotel room. We thought we was gonna make the show. These niggas had all kind of guns and straps. They was smoking weed. Right downtown Raleigh, yo, the shit was.
And Raleigh.
It was
the Raleigh
yeah,
Dome.
shout out to Raleigh, man. The
Shout out
shit
to
was
Raleigh Durham,
It was, and this was 1990, 1992, 3, 90 something, early 90s. I can't remember.
We gotta do a part 2 of this.
You know, but it was amazing.
All right, so
But what's the rest?
Brooklyn
Give me
versus
some-
Queens.
Brooklyn versus Queens.
You got Brooklyn or
My
Queens.
bottle is thorough, man, but I got a lot of friends in Queens, man. I married a lady out of Queens.
Man, lay down Queens. Yeah. That's what I did to you. That's
Yeah.
what I did to you.
And it always go back to that, you know, Brooklyn, I learned how to do what I do. You know, I get who I am from just being in that, having that around me.
Yeah.
But I was the type of dude that moved around, so I would always be in Queens. I would always be in Harlem. I would always be everywhere else outside of Brooklyn. I didn't even hang on my block, you know. And every time I went to Queens, I was extremely impressed about the organization, on how they did their things, and we talking about street level shit. You know what I'm saying? When we didn't know any better, we was choosing the last resort first to get, you know. So, but it was so organized, it was so disciplined. It was like, if I could bring that back to Brooklyn, it would be, we have a less confident. You know,
Well, we was 5%.
but Queens, yeah,
We was 5. We was on some 5% shit out there.
yeah.
Y'all like
Brooklyn was on some 5% of shit. It was
Yeah.
the same. I mean, the attitude was throughout the city of New York, but it was just like I said, the geographical location.
Can I say one
You
thing?
didn't have to run out
Can
there
I
because
say?
you had that.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you what it was about y'all. You know what it was? Hey, Ant, you gotta hear this. You know, no disrespect, but like you from Panama. You had Caribbeans out there.
Correct.
Them Caribbeans don't play. They chop you up first.
Correct.
I know
They got
that.
the knife game.
But that's the tough
Yeah,
shit.
it's a tough shit. Like that's why like Yayo was like, yo, I didn't go. The only beef I had with G Unit I didn't like was the Bronx cats. Cause the Puerto Ricans,
Yeah.
they wild with the knives. You know what I'm saying? Like that's us growing up.
But it was just the way they did things, how it was so. That's all I paid attention to when I go on different. I go in different areas. Is how that area is moving.
Yeah.
And you could tell, even when I was young, I was a teenager, 18, 19. I thought I was a grown man. But me in my 20s and shit, going in there and feeling that kind of structure. Like I'll come in the block in Queens and come up in that circle. I don't want to name it, but
No, don't do it.
it was so organized that I felt safe.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, yo, somebody gonna, you know. And you know, and the same thing, I'll go to Harlem, you know, my big brother Dow, shout out to him. He just
Shout out
came
to him,
back.
but like, yo, let's get back to Queens. That's Southside.
Yeah. I mean,
Because you know I got family up there in Harlem, man.
I know.
Since you mentioned Harlem, you
Yo,
gotta switch it back.
listen,
Yo,
I used to
it's
live in
like-
Harlem, man.
Yeah.
I used to live in Harlem.
So next question,
yeah, I'm listening.
Bob Marley or Peter Tosh?
Come on now. That's like putting Kobe against Jordan and LeBron. Like, you don't do those things, man. These guys, man, they there for one reason and one reason only. Like Bob Marley is like, I mean, we still vibing off a lot of that energy that he gave. He was fire. I remember him being alive and listening to his music because I'm old enough to like be around when he
Respect.
was on this planet
Respect.
and shit. And then I remember when the song dropped or anything that dropped, what it did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my kids don't know what it is when the Jordans drop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They wasn't here to live it. Like, when Michael Jordan get in the garden, what New City. Like your whole week.
Yo, we can change.
The whole week, yo, Jordan in the garden. How we getting in? Where we sitting? Like, oh man, I can't be in no bleeders for that.
So it's
like,
Bob.
It's Bob.
All right. Next one is Knicks or the Brooklyn Nets.
The Knicks or the Brooklyn Nets?
Yeah. Not the New Jersey Nets.
Bro, I can't help who gave you the bag.
Yeah, I can't help but give me the bag, son.
You're right.
I wanted to
so
go
right.
the bag.
I know you did.
You sooner if I
I'd pull some strings.
I had to go get something else.
I'd pull some
I was
strings.
trying to go.
Put you on a platform. What you want? You go.
If you'd have got at me like a year and a half, 2 years ago, I'd have been like Brooklyn. But the Knicks, and the only reason why I would have went for Brooklyn because they invested in their team, and I always felt like after Patrick Ewing, the Knicks really didn't invest in the Knicks.
Yeah, it's getting players. Yeah,
They
But
finessed
even now, that team they got just happened to be good. They got them Villanova boys, right?
it's crazy.
That's what Brooklyn really needed.
I still think they was building a mediocre team, right? Because we still ain't. Brooklyn tried.
So you feel like they stumbled upon something?
Correct. These guys just happen to know each other.
I got
you know what I'm saying?
I got you. So next, moving on, we're gonna close it out on mental health. I will tell you, I have my confession. I've been going through a lot within myself and in my inner situation or whatever, and I've really been channeling like working out more, eating better, making myself feel holistic or whatever. Right? Still from Southside Queens. I still get chicken wing here and there. I still grab a 40. I don't drink 40s. But I drink good Tito's and Scotch. For you guys, what do you do for mental health? Both you and Anthony. You can go first and Anthony go second.
Go big head.
Shoot. You
Go
go first.
either one. What do you guys do for mental health? Because we have our outlets. And as black men, we stroke different. We stroke different. We have a situation where we were in a community of high blood pressure, high anxiety, everything else. What is it that you do for mental health?
What I do for mental health, to be honest with you, is just spending a lot of time with myself. Right? Because the only thing that, like I said, I'm an introvert. I really don't like being around a lot of people.
Right.
But you pick your poison. If I'm gonna be in this industry, I'm gonna have to be around people.
Yeah.
And so by being around a lot of people, it takes so much time for myself. It kind of make me off a little bit. You gotta. And then you don't know who you know sometimes. People are wrong. How's that golf swing? And I'm like, yo, it's great. I'm working on it because you think you met this person before, and then you find out it's, yo, you don't know. We Instagram friends, and it's like,
Yeah.
We're not even-
That's why I want you to go first.
I
want you to get as much time.
we're like.
Oh, I swear to God.
Like we virtual friends, and I had to go through all this explaining. Some people, you don't even know who I am, and they do these things for you to try to, I guess, convince yourself that you, and I don't mind, but just going through all of that public space, being around that, for me to deal with my mental health is really getting to know myself, getting to know what I like to do, because people constantly, even sometimes the kids, they bestow their issues when the girls are arguing and stuff like that. But it's just spending a lot of my time to myself, meditating, reading, working out, trying my best to eat right, and trying to make enough money so when my head could get switched to a younger body, and I can keep growing with this shit from it's just really just taking time for myself, man, getting myself some space.
Brother.
I haven't got to the point to really seek, because I don't think I need. I'm not, in the space where I need to talk to somebody about any kind of issues. I don't feel that way, but.
We're you know, we're New York, we're private people. And what's your shit?
Me, bro, I want to. Hey, that was you hit some.
Nail some real shit.
I ain't gonna.
No, it's what we do. We're brothers, bro.
Because people like the guys don't talk about this enough. You know what I mean? Like, I know, like y'all not older, like, but my generation, a little younger, they really don't want to talk about this unless you're really close with somebody. Especially, and I deal with a lot of younger little brothers. They really never want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. They just think it's like you got to fight or argue or something. You know, and I'm like, this is important. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I say for me personally, it's I gotta stay busy. You know what I'm saying? Like I got 2-3 businesses that I run on my own, and I got other stuff I'm working on now. And I always got something that's like I've always been goal oriented. That's why when I was playing, like I always felt like I had to have another goal while I was playing. Like scored 32 last night. All right, that's over. Yeah. We play again on Thursday, 2 days later or something. I gotta do better that day. See, when you don't have that no more, then what you gonna do to compete? What you gonna do? So I had to build that business-wise, but I knew what I was gonna do. That's why I love the podcast space. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love the real estate space, but real estate long term. It ain't like let's get a deal Monday. We got another deal Wednesday, another deal Saturday. Like it ain't like that right now, you know. Yeah. So it's just like building something that you can continuously. And I've been on it, but that's why I like consistent days of work. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying it ain't like you're gonna make $6-7 million a year. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Not up front right away like an NBA contract is, but you know, for me, long term. Yeah, but for me it's like it kind of helped me get back into like old school stuff that was like for me like the stuff that I looked at that I overlooked when I got in the league that I look at now like it was back in the day. Clean the house up, you know what I'm saying? Do the hedges, you know what I'm saying? Do what you need to do, like everything like that. Right. Hey, make sure you make all these calls. Everything with your foundation, go to all these meetings. Everything get done quicker because I'm not going for 8 months out there. So now I'm hands-on with everything, but I can have these conversations with these CEOs, you know what I mean, these COOs as well, and then some of these, you know what I'm saying? Like you, like I can have that conversation, call you tomorrow, hey, baby, homie, what's going on? I need to ask you this question I couldn't ask you on camera. Yeah. Shit like that, you know? So like, for me, it's that, and then of course, like number one is being around my kids, with my kids all day till I came over here. Family. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like the whole family thing.
That is true, man.
You gotta be grounded to something that's like rooted, like something that's not gonna run up off on you, because then you're gonna feel like you back in this lost space. So if you ain't grounded to something that's rooted, or concrete, real, then you know what I'm saying, that even if you lose your mind, you can always go back to that. It's always there because it's in you. It ain't just on you. You know what I'm saying? I tell them young dudes, man, like tattoos don't mean shit, bro. How many of them dudes still cool with you? Yeah. When you went through the storm. And these good dudes. I ain't talking about street. Yeah. Bro. You know what I mean? I'm like, how many of them around? You know what I'm saying? Can't tell me. That's right. What you really around?
Yeah, my circle shrunk. My circle shrunk.
I think
it's intentional.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
intentional.
And it happens.
Like, some people walk themselves off that, and I'm cool. Correct. And then look back like, you just let me walk. Hell yeah. Correct. Some people, you just got to cut off.
Correct.
Then you look up, it's like, you got the people around you, you don't even realize it. People be saying that shit in memes. I'm like, that mean more than that. Like, it don't mean that, it don't mean, bro. You not even going to know when that's done. It's like when you look up and you a millionaire.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I didn't realize that shit. You just look up one day. Because you've been grinding. You got to work on your mental just like you work on getting that money.
And that's when
you're going to be healed. Look up and you're going to be rich.
And I wouldn't say that's when it's not a problem. It's when it starts. You know, when you realize it, that, oh shit, I just generated X, Y, and Z. That's a good thing. Let's keep it going. How
Yeah.
can we stay consistent with this right here?
Well,
But you know that what you not to cut you off, bro.
No,
what
you
you
good.
was saying, bro. OG, like what you was saying was like you like realizing when you can get to the point mentally in business where you realize it. Because when I first got it, I didn't realize it. I was still over there. I was still on West Boulevard. I'm with the guys. I'm over there, and I ain't realize it. My second contract, I got it. And I was like, damn, I wish I understood that shit like 3 years ago.
Right.
I want to say this, Clyde. I don't call many people my mentor. You are my mentor. It's not because of the knowledge you've given me. It's because the knowledge you gave me when I was down and out. You always there. I remember when we was at 1501 Mint, and we was around a whole 5 other people, and you was like, you ride with me, let them ride with somebody else. I never forget that.
Come
and
with me.
and you know, like it's an honor to have you on my platform. I think it needs to be a part 2 and a part 3 because there's so much more you have to give.
Yep.
And you know, and I will tell you too, as my co-host, as my friend and my brother, I'm happy that you got to know him intimately tonight. You know what I mean? Because you guys have both pushed my spirit in a way where I need to go forward, and I've been stagnant for, you know, I do shit, I go stagnant. You guys have both pushed me in a way that you don't know.
But we wouldn't know though, because
Yeah.
on the outside looking in, you're pretty consistent, young man.
Yeah. I keep it low.
consistent,
This
which
is
is
about
important.
Yeah, you are. Listen, you are to me. From me to you, you are the ultimate entrepreneur, the ultimate person that I go to advice for. But you've done so much more. I need a part 2 and a part 3.
We do. Come on, man. I'm an open book, man. I got a bunch of shit.
I know.
The thing is this, right? What I've learned not to be is a donkey, right? And to me, a donkey, right, is like having knowledge and don't use it or don't give it out, right? When you have knowledge and you don't use it or give it out, it's like a donkey with books on his back.
Yeah.
They could carry it everywhere, but they can't read them, right? So if I got all this knowledge in me, and it's not much, but it's enough to help people sustain, even if
don't shortchange yourself. It's a lot. Don't shortchange yourself. It's a lot.
It can be. It's how you use it.
It's a lot. It's how you
You know
use
what I'm
it.
saying? It's how you use it.
It's a lot.
Some people gonna use this cup different.
Yeah.
You know, with me, I'm gonna try to put some class azul in it, and I always said it in the bar.
Talk this shit.
Look, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you like this, right? You go to the store. You buy these. How much you pay for these?
Well, I ain't paid.
Say you pay $5 for 100. 100 of them, right?
$5.
Say $5 for 100, right? Now, that's like maybe less than a half a cent a cup.
Right.
But they're gonna get valuable to me, right? Because this cup right here, you could put some house liquor in it. It's gonna run you about $6.
Don't give them all.
You might put.
OG, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Make up our own,
I'm just.
our own tequilas right now.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to show you.
Promo,
I'm just gonna show you how valuable. I could show you
Got my
how
Stevie J face on right now. Talk that shit.
I could show you how to make these cups valuable.
Be careful.
Right?
I'm the younger dude. I see everything.
So you got this cup right here. We could put a $2 bill in this cup.
$2.
So this cup is worth $2.01.
Yeah.
Right? Or you can put some house liquor in this cup. Sell it for $10. Now this is $10. The same cup. This one is $10.01. Right? I could put some Class Azul in this, get $50 for this cup. Right? So for me, it's always how can I create value in these things. It's what we put in it to make it valuable. And being that I'm in alcohol distribution, these things have values. These cups have values. And it's all the substance that you put into it. Close it out.
We're gonna wrap up this episode of Charlotte and Scene. I want to thank my brothers for being with me. Clyde, I want to give you. I love you, King. Love you, King.
Thank you so much.
Love
man.
you, King.
It's been a blessing.
And you know what we do. You know what we do. We are the premier podcast in Charlotte.
Let's go.
But we're bringing you real entrepreneurs, real people who do great things. And thank you so much for tuning in with us.